How you doing, Liam?
Yeah, all right, pal. Are you?
What you on with?
No, just relaxing. Took missus to work. My daughter slept at me mum and dad's last night, so it's just me and my lad today.
Good man. Good man. You watched boxing last night.
Yeah. I watched a few fights. Yeah,
What did you think?
uh, main event were rubbish.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bit of a letdown, wasn't it?
well, massive letdown. Massive letdown. Cordina and the Mexican were a good fight.
Cordina's got all of a sudden his icing people, hasn't he? Do you think he's had his spinach?
Back on the Popeye juice.
Right?
I know. Saying that, he took some big shots last night. He looked massive, didn't he? Last night, I thought.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, he looked well. Sky Nicholson, she looked well, but weren't really a big fight, was it really?
No. No. It was a gimme fight for her, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. All in all, I'd say it were 4 out of 10 show.
I'll give it a five.
Have you?
What do you think to that Leo Attain? The York kid, 18-year-old, 16 stone, two and a half. He's a
You
isn't
know, it looks good, but to be honest with you, I'm not buying into any of these prospects anymore until they're into the 12th, 13th, 14th fight. Because all these fights are going to be knocovers, aren't they? He's only 18. You can't move him too fast. So this is kind of level he needs to stay at for at least 2 years, I should imagine.
Yeah, I've just had a text off Peter the Freitas. He's not very well at the moment, Peter. With his
Uh,
cancer problem.
yeah, yeah.
Bit crap that, in it. So, Peter, I hope you're well. I know you're listening. We're pulling for you, mate. Yeah, he's having all sorts of problems. Bless him with his treatment.
I hope he gets through it.
Yeah, not nice, is it?
No, he seems like a very nice, genuine bloke as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's all right, Pete. He's all right. Uh, what am I going to say now? That show last night, right? Is that where Eddie's at now? WBO Global Belt for Cordina. Arlen Eubank and Catchell, which were always going to be a stinker, wasn't it? One a Billy Goat. Is he Southpaw Catchell?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're always going to clash in it. Those sort of styles, aren't they?
Oh, it were horrible to watch.
How can Jack Catchell be a main event now after that?
I don't know, but a couple of months ago we did it. Well, it might have been a couple of weeks ago. I did that little talk about Turkey, say no more Tom and Jerry fights.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that were last night.
Well, that were Jerry and Jerry, according to Turkey on his tweet, wasn't it?
Oh, I've not seen any tweets. I've not read anything about it. Is that what he said?
Yeah, I've got it here. He said, and I quote, who sent me that now? Aaron, hang on. Or Kent, might have been Kent. Hang on, I'll find it. K in it. K for Kent. Saruk. Oh yeah. It wasn't a Tom and Jerry fight I'm watching. It was a Jerry versus Jerry.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
Yeah, it were poor, weren't it?
very, 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 very poor. But what can you do? It's one of them, isn't it? It's that's where we're at. Eddie's scraping barrel there, really. What do you think to Pat Brown? I'm not feeling it for him, me. Are you?
Uh, it looks nice and strong and explosive, but that was third, weren't it? Third fight, and what's he done? 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, to be honest with you, it's good to get behind people early on in the career. But the thing is, these prospects coming off at Team GB and stuff,
Yeah.
they have tough in 10, 15 knockover fights, and it's hard to get behind them. It's hard to support them and think that they're really special until they're in a bit of a test. You know what I mean? So I'm not buying into it anymore until they actually have a decent step up.
Well, you mean because he's an Olympian, he should be like fighting guys a little bit better than that, shouldn't
Yeah, I mean, come on, how many amateur fights will he have, and how many top level amateur fights will he have? And then he's going in against people who have got no amateur experience, who've had 5 or 6 fights. Yeah, realistically, when they've been in World Boxing Super Series, they are already pros, really,
he?
aren't they?
Yeah.
no head guards and stuff. Then they're getting put in for the first 10 fights against knockover jobs.
Well, Lomachenko and Usyk didn't carry off like that when they turned pro. They went straight in for it, didn't they?
Yeah, straight away. So that's what they should do, I think, when they're coming off this. I know it's a different sport, amateur and pro, and you probably do need two or three to find your feet, but not against that level.
No, no.
That Atango, who he boxed, they were smaller than me. I think he was like 5'8", 5'9". He was 41 years old. What's he going to learn from that last night?
Yeah, yeah. What about Niall Brown, 16-0? He's still in six rounders. What's happening with him? Still in six rounders and he's 16-0.
This is exactly what I'm saying. 16-0 in six rounders. It shouldn't happen, should it?
I mean, who's matching these guys? I know it's Tom Dallas, Tom, aka Plankerwood Dallas. But I just think that we've got to have Eddie's got to serve up a bit better than this. And I think Eddie's struggling at the moment. I mean, 1 minute he's talking about putting Rhino and Parker on at Sheffield and putting Terry Harper on and all the rest of them up there and that. But they don't do tickets now, right? Not that they ever did anyway. But point I want to make is Eddie's struggling. If he weren't struggling, he'd have had David Allen matched by now and Fisher, wouldn't he? But I think they're going to go for a third fight. You know what I mean? Because they've got a contract for it. Because they're not. They're in no man's land at the moment, aren't they? Rhino and Fisher.
Yeah. Well, I think Matchroom is as well. I think they're all in no man's land.
Well, they've rushed. They rushed Fisher, aren't they, against the training team's wishes? They were saying, "Now we need a few more fights." Blah blah blah. They've rushed him, and I'm starting to wonder if Mark Tibbs is going to be down the road now because trainer always gets the blame, and I don't see anything on Elmer Fudd or Daddy Fudd's Instas giving any credit to Mark Tibbs or bigging him up or tagging him in anything. I know it looks like radio silence. Look from outside looking in, my porky sense is tingling.
Yeah. Do you know where I think he might end up? At Don Charles's gym.
What about Adam Boone? Dark
I,
Lord.
I can't see him doing anything with Fisher. He's not
No.
explosive enough, is he? He's just like he's big and stiff, ex-rugby player. Yeah, I think somebody like Don Charles would be perfect for him.
Well, Eddie's parachuted Sky Nicholson from Australia to Manchester, so I hope Eddie had a good weekend. Pop, pop, bang.
Oh, definitely, he definitely will have had a good weekend.
Her style's horrible, absolutely horrible. She must be having to work overtime to get these chances.
Yeah, what put you some night shifts in? You mean?
Yeah, proper night shifts. Uh, okay, then we'll move on from that 5 out of 10 show. You're getting it a 4 out of 10. When's they going to put a big one on in Sheffield next? Do you think, or do you think it's just waffle and they're not going to do it?
Well, apparently he's got something bubbling in September, hasn't he?
Bubbling.
But yeah, apparently he's got something bubbling in September. But who's he going to put out that's going to sell out Sheffield Arena?
He ain't got nobody to sell Sheffield Arena. Joshua couldn't even sell that out now.
No, I
And
think I think what he's doing is he's waiting for Joshua to fight. That's all. He's going to stumble along, putting these little shows on until he gets a Joshua fight.
well, Pat Barrett's show at Bowlers were even. So I don't know where Eddie's going on. He had 11 fights on there, Pat.
It was busy.
Yeah, Clark Smith won Joe Gallagher's fighter in a 6 rounder. He's 8-0. Sean Yackersley won. He's now 14-1. Points win over 6 rounds. Well, that's his 15th fight of 6 round, but he's just coming back in the off getting back on track. Ewan Malone, 2-0, knockout in the second round. So supposed to have been rocking there. Joe's got Mikey Talon out Friday, Zelfa Barrett Saturday,
Yeah,
Lawrence Okola chief support on Usyk Dubar at Wembley. Jack Massey news coming in next 2 weeks. So Joe's flying, Pat Barrett's flying, but I don't think Matchroom are flying. I think they're really, really up against it now. They're clinging on for dear life to Conor Benn, Johnny Fisher, and Big Meech, Anthony Joshua. Do you think?
I think so. I think they're going to try and get back in with Sky.
Yeah, well, this is why they're always forever bad mouthing Ben Shalom. I mean, Eddie's come out this morning saying, "Oh, Chris Eubank Jr. and Ben Shallen have gone their separate ways. Ben doesn't know what he's doing, pop, pop, bang, and all that." They're always sticking knifing on him, aren't they?
Yeah, he's a bit of a bully, Eddie Hearn, I think.
Yeah,
I listened to Ryan the other day, and he's right what he says. He's a bully.
yeah,
I don't know. I ain't had a slap yet. It will come at some point. Somebody will give him a slap.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Dennis tried to give him one, didn't he? But he's got a mouth on him. He talked him out of it.
All right.
The
Yeah,
actual,
Dennis should have put it on him.
hey,
Dennis should have put it on him.
Dennis did. Everybody was jumping in the middle. Castro, Eubank. What did you think? Eubank, obviously Harlem Eubank. What did you think to the actual fight itself? Because personally, I thought it was a stinker.
Yeah, it were a stinker. It were twitchy. Catterall just does what he always does, I suppose. Hangs about, throws a few jabs, and looks for a leftover at top. Eubank's post-fight interview. I can't work it out. Did he think he was in a different fight to what everybody else were watching?
Yeah,
He thought he was coming into the fight. He said he was landing cleanly. I think he landed 3 shots in them 6 rounds.
yeah,
Uh, that cut was terrible. There's no way that doctor let Catterall carry on with that cut. Uh, but the commentators were saying that it were Eubanks' corner that pulled him out with that cut. I can't. It were all messy. It was just messy, weren't it? Just a messy fight in general.
yeah, yeah.
I never want to see that again. And don't ever put a rematch on my TV. It was terrible.
What about William Crawler, Anthony Crawler's little brother? He got
Uh,
embarrassed, didn't he, by a low, low, low level guy.
and a non-puncher as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, he lost my accumulator for me. I thought, what is it? He were 8-0, 6 knockouts going in against a kid who I think he were 11-2, being stopped twice,
yeah.
only 2 stoppages. I thought it should have been a walk in park for Crawler. Uh, again, another prospect. Bit of hype behind him because he's got a brother who's an ex-world champion, and he got embarrassed, didn't he? He got basically 1-2 to death, didn't he? Really?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. Without a shadow of a doubt. Where do you see uh, William Crawler going now? Do you think he could be another hands of foam job, Campbell Hatton?
Yeah, I think so. He looked very, very basic last night, just basically planting his feet and throwing big shots. That kid was too clever, just stepping back and throwing 1-2s all night. Yeah, and I had a feeling, like round 3 or 4, I had a feeling they were going to get to him because he was absolutely knackered after round 4, Crawler.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Do you
It
feel
was blowing.
they rushed him, Crawler?
Yeah, he don't need to be on TV. What's he on his own for on his ninth fight? The same as what they did with Campbell.
Yeah.
Get him if he's genuine about a proper career, get him on a Pat Barrett show.
He should have been on Pat Barrett's show, shouldn't he? Not that one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Get him to 10, 11, 12 and 0, whatever you need to do. His experience. Don't get knockover jobs where he's blowing them out in a round. Proper tough fight. I can't work out what's happening with these prospects. They're not. I know journeymen are there to give them rounds, but they're not even fighting decent journeymen now. They're flying them in from all over the world, banging them out in a round. They're gaining absolutely no experience at all, other than the ring walk. I like proper journeymen, like Christian Late and the past journeymen who actually give you rounds and make you work. Are you there, Russ? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. I can hear you, mate.
Yeah.
By signal. Yeah. Yeah, it's I want to see William Crawler go back to smaller old shows, but because he's a crawler, right? What they're doing with him, they're trying to dine out off the name like they've done with Campbell Hatton, which backfired. It's backfired with Crawler, and they've done it with Eubank and Ben, but they've been marketed a bit better, haven't they, and matched a bit more carefully.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ben's not fought anybody at welterweight as he should have done. He didn't want to fight any of them British guys at welter. He's gone straight for money fights, and in a weight division that he shouldn't have been in. And I saw Conor Ben there last night going when he was having his hand wrap, Harlem Eubank. He bounced him with a camera crew, didn't he? And
Yeah.
giving it the big one. But that tells me that the Eubank Junior fight's not nailed on if he's trying to push for an Ireland fight.
Then he come back into Jack Catterall's changing rooms. I don't know if you've seen it. Saying, "Oh, his head's gone. His head's gone."
So he knows that
Uh,
on Ireland's.
yeah, but Alan looked pretty calm, to be fair.
Yeah, he looked like he had
Uh,
well, he's having his hands up. Why Crusher feels the need to be bouncing about like that, I don't know. It's a bit like WWE, isn't it? He's trying to play the villain constantly and he's forcing it too much. It's becoming bloody cringe, isn't it, really?
it's embarrassing. He's tarnishing. He's tarnishing the Ben legacy.
Yeah.
Acting like that. He's an idiot, an absolute idiot, I think. But saying that, do you know I was just on about Crawler getting beat in his eighth fight or ninth fight, whatever it were.
Yeah.
We've got to bear in mind that Ben almost had exactly the same experience with
Anthony Logan.
Payne, didn't he?
Hey? Oh,
He had
Payne,
exactly
oh, you on about his
yeah,
dad against Anthony Logan, yeah. Conor Ben had a fight with Payno and really he got licked, didn't he?
he did. Yeah, I think that was his seventh or eighth fight, something like that.
They gave him it as a win, but he got beat. He went missing after that for ages, then come back as an Iceman, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I wonder if that's going to happen with Crawler because if you see the size of his back for his for what is he, a light middleweight?
Yeah,
He's shuffling massive at weight.
yeah, it's interesting that Calla Montana, aka Calla Sewer Rat, says that Ben Eubank won't happen the rematch. What do you think to that, Liam?
If there's enough money in it, it'll happen.
You
He'll be
think?
off his chops. He'll be off his chops at ringside. Yeah, definitely.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got. What else is there for him? Money wise, there's not going to be any money in him fighting for a world title. Uh, I don't think Eubank could beat any world champions at minute. Ben definitely wouldn't at welterweight. So
Yeah.
what else is there for him to do?
Well, there isn't no, is there?
No, to be fair, I don't even want to see it really. I'd watch it, but I just want Conor Ben gone. I really don't like him.
Yeah, Conor Ben is a bit obnoxious. He's starting to get. He's a bit toxic, and he can get up people's noses now, can't he? Really? Do you think?
Yeah, I thought he said after Eubank fight, win or lose draw, straight back down to welterweight, straight into a world title. What's happened to them plans?
Well, I don't think he can do weight anymore. Me.
He's not going to do 147 again. No chance.
No, it's just hype to try and force Eubank's hand in it, Eubank Junior. Whereas he's just chilling out, taking his time, isn't he?
The only way he'll drop back down to 147 is if he gets that Pacquiao fight because he's got a good chance at beating an old man. That's the only time I think he'll drop back down.
Jesus, Pacquiao.
Yeah, I won't want to see it.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. What do you think to Pacquiao Barrier?
I don't want to see it. I think it's ridiculous.
Do you think sooner or later we're going to end up with a body on slab with where boxing's going? Because have you noticed since some money came into the sport with Turkey, the media people are losing their minds sniffing around him, and you've got ex pros being flown out there and first class, and being given fees, and we've got fighters who should really be packing gaming, hanging around like very bad smells. Do you feel it's all going a little bit WWE and like a bit of a circus?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because if you think about it, over the last 18 months, there's been dodgy, some dodgy decisions, like flying Bacoli in at last minute, 23 stone. That could have been dangerous, couldn't it? Really,
Yeah,
making Eubank down to 160 and only giving him 10 pounds rehydration. Uh, yeah, Pacquiao boxing. How old is Pacquiao now? 40 odd.
yeah.
Uh,
48, 47, and 48.
that's ridiculous. Yeah, because there's money about. There's been some health and safety seems to have gone a little bit out window. I think just to earn a few quid.
Yeah,
But like you say, somebody will end up being seriously hurt, and let's just hope and pray it don't happen. And if it's a legend of the sport, such as Pacquiao, that'll send shockwaves through boxing,
yeah. What did
and
you
it'll ruin it.
Yeah, what did you think to B-side Bellew's embarrassing performance on DAZN last night? He is now known as B-side Bellew.
Uh, yeah, I can't really say anything. It's the same. week in, week out when he's on his own. It's just same thing over and over again.
Yeah. If Conor
Uh,
Ben's getting 12 million or 10 million, whatever they're saying, for the Eubank fight, why is he bashing himself off in front of Arlam Eubank knowing he's got to lose and being a stone lighter than his last fight? He's all a bit desperate, me. I don't think that Eubank fight's a done deal yet, do you?
uh,
The Chris Eubank Jr. fight with Conor
no,
Ben.
it might not be done, but like I said, Eddie needs to put a big show on desperately.
Yeah,
Uh, Conor Ben's never going to win a world title. Well, they're both never going to win a world title, I don't think. So they just need some big money
yeah,
to dine out on. I think it will happen. I think it will. There's no Eddie's got nothing. Eddie's got nothing else, and Conor and Chris Eubank have got nothing else. So I think it will happen.
yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Mm. Okay. Do you want to go on to part two, kid?
yeah. Within 2 minutes.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Please join us on part two in a minute. Pop, pop, bang. Big shout out to Lyndon Gilbert, Greyhound Dog Racer. How are you doing, Lyndon? I'm looking forward to going to Wolverhampton Dog Racing Week when it all opens. Peace out.